Hello and welcome. This is Ed Fletcher, aka Major Sexy Pants, and I'm going to talk you through Sacramento Valley Sparks membership meeting deck. This is a presentation that we had planned to give at the membership meeting on February 25th, but due to the lighting and the room being a little loud, wasn't optimum to show the presentation, so we thought we would share it here now. Um, we had about 40 people at that event. It was a really good activity. We got some great feedback, and we might share some of those results as well. If you're watching this in real time, I can see your comments if you allow Facebook to do that. This is also streaming on YouTube as well. So I appreciate you checking this out. And here we go. So again, I'm the Ed Fletcher, the president of Sacramento Valley Spark. We're a 501c3 nonprofit inspired by the 10 principles of Burning Man, and it's a requirement that we do an annual membership meeting. So we did that Sunday, and this is considered a supplemental activity. Somebody says, "Hey, Ed," doesn't tell me who it is, but I appreciate that you're on and watching, and I appreciate you watching this. Thanks. So we first talked about like where we came from. Sacramento Valley Spark was formed in 2012, and as the idea to create a stable organization that can bring the positivity and the spirit and the 10 principles of Burning Man back from Burning Man into our default world. Much of the current leadership came on in 2018. We've added a few new board members since then, but that group came together in 2019. We revised our mission statement to include a reference to Burning Man and the 10 principles of Burning Man. And then we asked our community to help us draft a strategic plan. And so we started with some board thoughts and we got feedback. So when it says dots, this how many people that were at that meeting identified that as their a priority. So one of those, the top priorities was a system for volunteers, improving SVS image and visibility, diversifying our funding, having education, and then a system for management and accountability was another priority that we identified. We also identified that as a secondary goal, we wanted to create some stability and host just the same event twice. We talked about doubling our membership and being more open and getting more people involved. And the community was strongly in favor of a Sacramento decom event. In the world of Burning Man, decompression is a official term used for an official event. After a burn, we've had fall events, but we've not had an official decom per se. And people wanted to bring back the summer picnic. Non-priority things, but were identified in that process was a stable event space, a gifts and need board, placing art in public spaces, 10 principled grants, more all ages events, leadership development, and restoring art grants. So the board felt that finally other kind of lofty goals was to have art car and theme camp construction, or kind of a maker space, to bring Sacramento into being a travel hub so that more people going to Burning Man would start and leave out of Sacramento, or start and come back out of Sacramento. And then, you know, whether we could pay things, people to work for the board, again, in our lofty goals category. So, you know, take a moment and, you know, tell us what you thought, how you think we did in those. I think by and large, the board felt we did pretty well on most of these goals. We think we improved the image and visibility, certainly. We did get some city grant funds. We got grant funds from Rancho Cordova. We started using signup.com for most of our events, and Playa Academy has really kind of solidified. Um, I don't know that we've doubled our membership, but I'd rather have authenticity of membership and not necessarily just numbers. But we've sort of we've added the Afterglow event, and we do a summer picnic. So a lot of those things are happening. So love to get more feedback from the community about how you think we did with that. And so that brings us to kind of where we're at now. And I'm going to pause the slideshow for a second here, and I'm going to pop up a little video I made to kind of show our 2023 activity. So yeah, I'll pop back on and give you a little bit of what the treasurer spoke about at the meeting. And this, right now we're a little bit fat because we've got money coming in for Playa Academy that we haven't spent yet. But total assets and bank accounts is $23,558.54. Net revenue over last year, we're up $2,800. So these financials are available if people want to review that, and our treasurer Thomas can share this information in another way for people who want to see the details. And we'll also let you know that we're looking to transition to a new treasurer, as our current treasurer is looking for replacement. So if you're into that, please let us know, and we will happily onboard you. All right, back to the slides. So 2024, we talked about creating a community building plan. We've talked about doing some things well, but it not being as always as graceful as we'd like to bring people on in supporting the board or supporting activities. So another component of that was institutionalizing of repeatable events. So making a manual maybe to help us guide participation and involvement in it, so people have a little more knowledge of what they're getting into and can make it easier for people to say yes to volunteering. We talked about continuing to support and place art in the community. That may come through the art park, and we can talk about where things are with that. And that may come with creating art grants. And that's something that's been a priority for some of our board members. And we want to create an opportunity this year. So looking for support in how we do that. And we also want to improve our physical asset management. That means kind of clean up the storage and maybe decrease our storage stuff. Let's talk about our 2024 events. And as I said at the event there, this is the board's kind of dream board, but none of this, we can't do all of this with just the board kind of leading events. We need community members to step up and say, hey, I'll lead that event. Can you help me through it? And we can support doing additional things, and we can do your idea too. But we've got to come with some idea of your team and how to do it, and we can be, whether it's a fiscal sponsor or whether it's our event, we're open to being creative and supporting the community and doing the things that they or we want to do. Um, we'd like to do a vernal equinox. The idea of a vernal equinox is the furthest away from Burning Man, and that may be as simple as like, hey, let's all go to the press club. And I think we may have a lead on that. Katrina wants to do it at the press club, and she's got some thoughts. So we're going to put her together with the other people that volunteered on that, and see if we can still make that happen. And maybe that evolves in the future. Ply Academy is April 12th through the 14th. That is the signups for that are going amazingly well. Some of the most popular classes are starting to book up already, so we've got a good problem of interest, and so people are excited about that. We want to do a May Meet the Board night, so we're going to do that at a fun place. So look for more information about that, and that will be people that want to get involved in some way, shape, or form, that maybe don't want to be at the board level, but want to contribute and continue to kind of bring the 10 principled environment to Sacramento. Uh, Sunshine is leading the Leave No Trace effort with Sacramento Pride, and there's other opportunities for people, ways for people to get involved with that. So we are supporting that. June 22nd will be our volunteer appreciation picnic, the VAP, and we are targeting a river float July 12th or 20th. We were looking for, or I've been looking for a Sacramento summer proof event or activity, and I think people love to float down the river. It's easy to do. We've got the river. Let's make it happen. So we've got a couple of volunteers on that, but we need more people. So if you're interested in being a co-chair or something involved with that, let me know. Um, we've also considered doing a fire spectacular. We tried to have fire at the Afterglow event. We were thwarted by the fire department. So we were considering doing a fire spectacular at a location that is safe for that. And I've also been in conversation with East Bay Burners about doing something in the Delta. That hasn't materialized yet, but if there's people that want to help support that and make that happen, please let me know, and we will put all these names together, and I will support those people and help that happen. October 19th will be Afterglow this year. That will be, I believe, at Art Glass again. So we're really kind of, you know, growing a reputation there. People are starting to get jacked about that. We sold out for the first time last year. We'll see if we'll be able to grow the numbers or our capacity there, but that may be another good problem to have. So that's the lay of the land. We also asked for people to step forward, and Kat was one of the volunteers who stepped forward to say that, hey, they will lead a Move Your City event or multiple events. We're also looking for locations. Um, we want to make sure that people in the community know that Burning Man is about a lot more things than having a good time, and so we want to lean into this Leave No Trace component of the 10 principles. And so we're looking for additional support and leadership on that. So excited that we've got some volunteers, and we want to keep that coming so we can keep it fresh and keep it going. We're also looking for support with the art grants and what other suggestions you might have. We asked people to come and put a post-it note on the board at the meeting and share their thoughts on these components here. Um, so we've got some really good ideas on art parks and grants, and some other suggestions came in. And so feel free to please add your suggestions and thoughts in the comments, because we are the team that makes it happen. There's no like reinforcements that are going to come and do it all for us. Going forward, the board is really trying to consider, how do we motivate people? How do we make this more of a collective effort that is balanced. People have said for a long time that we should do more kid friendly things, and I some of the board members don't have kids, so we it requires somebody that has kids to say like, "Hey, let's do this," and again, we'll back you on that. We want to do more dance nights, and just come and use our resources, and we'll figure out a way to do it together. We also talked about creating an easier onboarding process to get people involved in supporting the board, and we'll get to another slide on that. We talked about reviewing the bylaws. It's come to that time where we need to figure out, is it too hard to join SVS? Is it too easy? Do we need to change the leadership structure? Are there other changes that we need to do? Healthy organizations look at their bylaws from time to time, and we've reached that time. How do we create more engagement gently? We talked about creating a looking for list and looking for people that can help us uh, advance this organization. And so this is a list of some of the helpers we're looking for. A Moot Maestro to help us choose locations and dates to post the event on Facebook. Coordinate you call 311 and you tell them where the trash bag's at, and they'll come pick it up. Um, so yeah, the events are only about 2 hours in length, so it's not a huge commitment. We're looking for somebody to help us update and keep our WordPress website up to date. That probably takes about 4 hours per month. Um, I think we have a bookkeeper, but we need to figure out a bookkeeper that's going to lessen the load on the treasurer, so that that person can focus on doing one job and not two jobs. We're looking for additional support in developing the art park plan and moving that forward. That has taken a little bit of a pause because some of the politicians we were working with are up for reelection. So look for more on that soon after the election dust settles. We're looking for somebody that can work with Chat GPT or other tools to write grants. And we also specifically thought about teaching a class to artists and helping using that as a tool to help artists move along. Um, and we also looking for a art grant admin, somebody that's going to help us oversee that process and to bring um, to move that process in a fair and efficient way. And we'll have a template from that the person can work through, so it won't be creating a plan from scratch. All right, that was the presentation we were going to share at the Lucid Winery event. We did cover some of that in a kind of well, whatever what we can do in a loud environment. But I hope this helps you get a better understanding of the vision of the board and how you can get involved. Please do. Whether you're commenting here or emailing the board, um, reach out to us and figure out ways that you can plug in, because we're doing this together, and the more that we can share the load among the elected 7-member board and the community at large, and more people wearing more hats makes it all easier. In some ways, we're already a birder community that is the envy of many, but we can still do more and really harness all the great skills and energy and know-how in this community. All right, that's all I got. Ever forward, Ed Fletcher, SVS president, out.